Yeah.
And imagine if you can watch someone play at their purest form with some enhancements.
So Sam,
Yeah, right.
So
That's
Mark
He's
McGuire,
literally
Barry Bonds.
talking about Space Jam. All right, first topic of the night. Should enhancement performance drugs be allowed in sports? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
I can go
tick-tock.
first.
Oh, go ahead.
I think yes.
Okay. let's
And
go.
you know why?
Why?
I want to see monsters.
Ooh.
Every sport, any sport doesn't
Every and
matter.
any sport.
Like
Running,
gymnastics.
basketball,
Let me-
gymnastics,
can I-
everything. I want.
Let's rewind for a second. Let's go back to the Super Bowl. What happened there? So people get a little bit of some context there.
Mhm.
So Mahomes got hurt
Yep.
during the Super Bowl, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Almost cost me money.
Mahomes he was in agony.
Yeah.
We all seen his face. He was screaming to the top of his lungs.
Mhm.
He went out the game right before the halftime, right? Why did he come back after halftime perfectly normal? And I think, weren't they down or something like
Yeah, they were
that?
down,
And they
yeah.
came back, scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they were down.
And we know when he went in, I don't know, I don't want to assume, but I know they had to stick him with something, drug him with something. I don't want to
Drugs were
assume.
involved.
He said
Some-
he didn't take the needle.
Yeah, that's what he said.
They say he just
But
they
there's
just
re-
no way in the world.
They said they rewrapped
unless he
him.
was on in a bike in the back.
They
You know what I
rewrapped
mean?
him.
But let's just hypothetically, let's just say, do you think it's fair? Because I think you start off with that. In that situation, because they ended up winning the game,
Yeah.
and he came back, and most people would probably argue he cheated. He wasn't
But
himself.
they wouldn't have given him performance. It'd just be a painkiller.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
something to numb him.
So I wouldn't.
I'm not
I
talking
wouldn't
about
go with
nothing
that.
that numbs. I'm talking about something that will make the
Performance
person
talking about real
stronger,
steroids.
powerful. and
So he want to
I'm
see
capable of doing
McGuire
he
steroids.
want to see Space Jam character.
What I
Monsters.
I'll give you an example. Back in the 80s and
Special
70s,
juice.
back in the 70s and 80s, when the U.S. was like going through the Cold War with Russia, everything, there was no
Yeah.
limits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Those
that's
people
true.
were monsters.
Yeah.
And imagine if you can watch someone play at their purest form with some enhancements.
So Sam,
Yeah,
so,
right,
so
that's
Mark
He's
McGuire,
literally
Barry Bonds.
talking about Space Jam.
I know
Mario.
we're real.
No, I like Nelson's. I like Nelson's take.
Okay.
I definitely agree. I want.
Okay.
I just.
Alright.
I want the toughest of the
You
toughest out
hold your
there.
thought.
I would
I don't
too.
care. I don't care what sport.
Yeah.
Mm.
If it could be debate team, it could be chess. I want to see the most aggressive person.
Little kids is
Take,
like, ah.
take Adderall, everything, anything, make
But
it the
wait,
best.
would you consider an age limit?
No.
Like,
Listen, if
doesn't
you know,
matter?
you know your body.
They
you know
straight
your
from
risk.
high school to to
Talking
the
about,
pros.
you said
They
the
can
age limit.
like you
Like
know,
a
like
minimum.
like
Damn.
LeBron, right? He's 17 or 16,
Mm.
and he's in the pros. Is it okay for him to take a performance enhancement?
Now
drug?
there,
being
that's
a
when it
pros,
gets
that's
more
different.
more
Like,
Yeah,
is there a
yeah.
health conscious to it, or he's like, you know what,
No,
it's
he don't-
optional? Like,
No, they
whatever.
get paid millions. They saying they don't give a shit how much they get paid. They don't care about the health
Pretty much.
concerns. They still
I
want.
feel like I know
Because
your stance.
as
on
long
that.
as
But
their choice,
not
they
yet.
chose to do it themselves, then
Yeah,
I'm fine
exactly.
with it.
That's what Mario Nelson.
But
said.
okay, but if they're 16, can they actually choose to do it themselves?
I mean,
Or-
they have
that's
16
not-
years to do a lot of things.
But
Yeah, but that's not top flight. I don't think that's top flight like professional sports though. They talking about like
Yeah.
grown man.
We're
But
talking
the-
about NBA basketball.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
exactly.
exactly it.
Like,
Actually-
Both teams allowed to play.
Any sport.
well, but the thing is, but think about it this way: if you set the bar as steroids is good and or capable in any professional sport, you
But-
then need to get to that professional
but-
sport. You need to be
Yeah.
really good.
But
and
I think
some
that
performance.
But
question,
what if you're only good because you've been on steroids?
and I
But that's
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 fine
what
with
he's
me.
saying. That's why I
Don't
gotta
matter.
wait till we get to
but
the
but I
professionals,
think the question pertains it doesn't say it here, but it's really talking about in the case of someone gets injured. Should that
No,
person
no,
They're
no,
talking about
no,
in general.
no.
They saying
He's
in
talking
So
general.
we're
about
talking about
in
in
general.
general.
Yeah.
Listen. If
He
I
said
suck at
talking
baseball
about
or
in
something,
general?
and I know if I drink this potion, I can become the best basketball
So
player ever. or baseball player.
enhancement.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're saying
I
Mario
know that.
Lambert,
Yes.
nuts
to
dropping.
enhance their ability.
Yes,
We're
bro.
talking about superheroes.
Yes.
You
Wait,
know what I
wait.
want to see?
Captain America.
Yes.
We gotta
Go ahead,
give him
yeah.
extra.
Lamar, what
It-
you?
I
Mm.
disagree.
No.
No, no.
Are you still on
no.
them? Mario?
I want to make sure Mario's done first.
I am done, bro.
All right, go ahead, Jay.
Oh, for me,
Your
Yes.
I would assume it has to be
Do you agree or
by
disagree?
choice. Like for
Okay.
example, if you're a player, you can choose to partake or choose not to.
That's gonna
But-
be a
which
good
is
one.
kind of agreeing with you guys.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't want to force someone, but
Yeah,
by
yeah.
default,
They
think
have
about
that
it.
option.
If you're gonna compete with someone who's
Yes,
doing
they're
steroids,
gonna
and someone
do
who's
it.
not,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
You're
That's
gonna
how I agree.
compete,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
got to take the roids.
Yeah. You be the natural one getting your ass busted.
You know what? I love entertainment. So
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Steroid league,
steroid league.
right?
Oh, that's
the
true.
like
Like
imagine-
like a NBA and then an SNBA.
I would go with that.
So are we saying, why don't we create it? Let's
No.
draft it up
No,
and
no.
throw it out there.
What's
Wasn't that the XFL?
No.
I don't think so.
Nah.
Vince McMahon
What's
probably,
crazy
yeah.
is-
He probably was
What's
like,
crazy
go
is
ahead.
I'm fine with
Are
other
they
people
taking
taking
in
these steroids.
wrestling?
I'm not going to take the steroids. To be honest.
Because of health.
Yeah.
think the
But if they
XFL
want to,
is-
let's
So-
go ahead and do it.
But not. You got my answer. What do you think?
I disagree. I disagree just because the history of the game is going to be scarred if you made it like where everybody can take performance enhancement shit. Like, I want to see people jump 12 feet in the air, but it's going to mess it up for me if
It'll
I
mess
knew
up
they
the-
drove, like they jumped 12 feet in the air because they took steroids.
But why?
I like, huh?
Why? Why would
Because
they
you
put-
got something enhancing you.
But what if
And all the stats would be
It'd be
flawed.
skewed, yeah.
But-
just like that, like me and Lamar was talking about this a while ago. Like even with the Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa thing, as a kid when I seen, it, I was like, "Yo, this is amazing." And then when you realize they're on steroids, it kind of dampens the
Allegedly.
achievements.
Can I-
now.
Allegedly,
It didn't dampen it for
can I
me.
give you an argument for why
Yeah.
that you may be thinking that they aren't already doing this, but they may
I
be
think so
doing it?
too. Yeah, I think so too.
I'll give you an example with cyclists, professional cyclists. They go into these hyperbolic
Yeah.
chambers
Uh-huh.
to infuse themselves with more oxygen. Or something to that
what is
effect,
this
right?
guy named?
Like
Lance Armstrong,
they may
right?
they
Yeah, he was
but he was
steroids, straight up.
steroids. But
Yeah.
they don't even have to
He
go to
has to pass.
steroids. Some of them will get blood transfusions.
to not be
Right, like
detected.
so, like,
But,
I
I
mean, some of
mean-
the stuff they do because of the technology, you don't have to take a steroid in order to be almost
All right,
steroid like.
all right, so let's. All right,
All right, so hold on. Let me.
that changes the
wait,
question
wait,
though.
wait, wait,
Hold
wait,
on,
that's
let
what
me-
I'm
That
saying.
changes a little
We
bit.
know
though.
you're
hold
itching
on,
to
hold
go.
on.
We know you're itching
The
to
I'm
go.
not
main-
itching to
the
go. I'm
main
just saying
reason
that changes
It-
kind of how
it-
you look at it.
The main reason I say that too, man, is that if you had like, just openness on, steroids, like it was alcohol or something like that, you don't know the extent that people are going to take it to. You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
okay with that.
you're just a damn,
as long as the
you're a damn
game-
brute. Like,
think about it
I
this
don't
way.
want to watch. Like, y'all really want to watch like big ass
UFC.
people like
Yes.
sleepy and shit
Yes.
on
Y'all.
steroids?
Yes.
UFC.
Them.
Glad
You're
you
gonna
know.
have like hybrids.
I want this
just
person-
slugs, like,
I want this
fucking
person to,
knuckle
like,
draggers, B.
Can we hear from El Book now?
Dang.
Nah,
So you just
go
got
ahead.
Marquise is still
I'm
going.
still going.
My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Will.
It's not your turn.
What he
yet.
say? No, what he say last week? You lucky I didn't remember that.
I still
shit
got
quick
the. I
enough.
still got the.
I
floor.
got-
still got the floor.
Well,
All right, go ahead,
I think
Lamar.
you're doing a great job.
I think he said.
No, you're not done. Go ahead, finish up.
No, I'm done. Will said I'm done.
I will hear from El Book.
That's
Go
how I
ahead.
felt too, bro.
Hey, Mario,
Go ahead, El Books.
go ahead.
Nah, me and Marquise is on the same page that we disagree with it because like you said, when you watching Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Mark McGwire hit those home runs, you was like, oh, that's crazy. But we also have the same favorite baseball player of all time, which is Ken Griffey, and he didn't take steroids. You know what I mean? And when you look at that, you like, oh man, that's pure, that's nice. You like that. And then McGwire, Barry Bonds, is so juiced up and smacking them out of the park is like, that's not natural. You know? So,
I have a
but when you're talking about performance enhancing though, if you're talking about like steroids and growth hormones, where like it basically definitely enhance your abilities, then I don't agree with that. For performance to like get you recover back, like the hyperbolic chamber, I agree with that.
Yeah,
You
me
can
too.
do
I
that.
agree with that.
Kobe did the fusion with the blood infusion with his knees. I agree with that. But like something that actually make you perform better than you naturally would, I don't.
No.
What you got,
But-
Jay? What you got over there?
Question for you two.
Yeah.
Would you prefer whereas enhancement drug where it because essentially it would change the stats or would change the stats of Ken Griffey Jr. or past stats that happen from people being natural, like natural potential, natural gifts. Would you prefer that or the entertainment factor of someone doing something that's never been done because they're on steroids?
See, and that even skews that. That messes that up.
It
Like, you
would
do-
mess up past
Yeah.
stats,
Yeah.
but it would enhance future stats.
But
Like
I don't
a
want to
lot-
see something that never been done because you took something to
Got
do
you.
that.
You want it to be natural.
Yeah.
You
ability.
think it's cheating?
Yeah.
Like, how would y'all feel? Because a lot of people been saying this for a while, like that LeBron allegedly is on steroids here and there.
Mm.
How would y'all feel if y'all like you see them break the scoring record and then later on. They're like, oh, he was on steroids.
Well, they don't care, obviously.
Well,
No,
they don't care.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that doesn't matter because then you qualify it. You had to use
Asterisk.
steroids, and
Yeah.
yet you compare it to Mike. Like how you're incomparable because one did not do steroids and one
Yeah,
did
that's
steroids
my
just
point.
to get two.
But that's what.
But then you
that's
gotta
what
put
But what I
tarnishes
asterisk
the
what I would
legacy,
prefer
though.
to see is Michael Jordan on steroids.
No, but
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nelson.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That like what Will was saying. That wasn't your argument.
But what I'm saying is I want to see someone at the maximum
You
of
want
their
all of them,
capabilities.
even
So,
all, like in
anyone,
The, yes,
every
I get
anyone.
what you're
So
saying.
I'll say
But is that
I'm
technically
saying-
their capability if they're using enhancement?
well,
listen,
it
hold
is
on.
That's why I
technically-
don't agree.
But it is
Steroids.
them. The drug itself is not going to make you be good. You still have to be good, but it just enhances your
And I think
capability to
Mario
go
wants
above
to
and
go.
beyond.
Go ahead, Mario.
Gives you the
Let's hear from
boost.
Mario.
Y'all got a problem with HGH, right? Do y'all have a problem with HGH?
Well,
your
not
I don't
for
really know
healing.
about
your body
HGH,
creates
though.
the HGH.
Not for healing.
So all they're doing is adding more to their body. So like I know it's banned, but you're doing it's not really harming them.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's kind of evident that when people did steroids, like allegedly, Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, and
Yeah,
Sammy
Sosa.
Sosa, their numbers. Like if you look at the MLB from that time, there's nobody that hit it close besides Aaron Judge, like
Yep.
fucking decades later.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's evident that steroids does change. That's 20 home
All right,
runs.
so what you have is a steroid group and a non-steroid group.
Yeah.
and you
No,
have
I get
stats
that, but what I'm
for-
saying
and
is
what
that's
if you
what
do a different
tarnishes-
league,
that's
okay,
what
I'm
not,
tarnishes
no,
it.
not a different league, just different
No.
stat counting.
No,
But that's why they not in the Hall of Fame too.
But
Can't do that.
But I think that's what I was trying to go with you two. So for me, this question, I would disagree, but I think it's two different games because you said everyone's allowed to have
Mhm.
steroids. And the game we watched today is like we don't want to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I had to watch that game, I'm down.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
would
mean?
watch it.
I would
I
watch
like
it.
to,
I
yeah.
want to see people at their best performance.
Yeah.
You know,
I would watch an all steroid league like Nelson
All
was
steroid
suggesting.
league,
Yeah.
I would watch that. That would be must see TV.
Yeah.
What I don't like is when it's mixed in because it's like Joanna Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a man coming in and playing in the women's league and dominating. It's like that's not
Wait,
impressive.
so you don't think it's cheating?
It depends
I-
on sport too.
I
think it's cheating?
Well, any
I think
sport,
if everyone-
if you
MMA would be
practice
crazy.
enough. Well, if you're a man in MMA and the girls,
I hated to throw this question on the floor, but I asked, is it cheating?
I
take
it depends. Today,
If it's
yes,
banned,
but if
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not
today.
banned, then it's not cheating.
no, it's not cheating.
But think about it this way: then technically, a person who's not using steroids and they're competing with people that they know are taking steroids, that person may say, "You know what?
I think
I'm
I
going
can
to
beat
teach
all of
you.
them."
I'm going
Exactly,
to do
you're
better
better.
than
Yeah,
you
that's-
are."
that would be
So that
Mario.
might push them
Yeah.
to do
But-
better
but-
naturally.
But
I would
this,
like the
but this,
underdog story better.
but this is what happened.
Mario would live in the gym.
That's
all the time.
crazy. They'll be
that's
the
a-
underdog.
But that's the story
That's
why
some-
Barry Bonds started taking steroids.
yes,
He was a 30 home run guy
Yeah.
his whole career.
Mm.
And then because Sammy Sosa Margar was getting all the recognition,
Mm.
he's like, all right, I want some recognition
And he
too.
hit 70.
I'm going to take steroids,
Yeah.
hit 60, 70,
Yep.
because you want the recognition too. Because
Yeah.
if you're doing everything natural and you know a person takes steroids and they're getting 20 more home runs than you, and you know if you take it, you do more than they did, you're going to take it.
The
and his
one-
body changed
the one-
Yeah.
drastically.
The one thing about baseball that's
Baseball.
Baseball.
Steroids.
We can edit that.
My thing is
not.
you still need to focus on
Correct.
hitting the ball.
I
Yeah, you need
hand
eye-
so
coordination.
hand
that's
coordination
still skill.
I get
Well,
it.
that
bro.
that helps that though.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
it helps you
That's
hit
what
it
I'm saying,
further.
Jay, that helps.
It doesn't help you focus more. It helps you hit it
I
further.
disagree.
Helps you hit it further.
Well, if you do
Hey, you disagree?
it depends on what you take.
Correct.
No,
That's
but
what I'm
if
saying.
you have
That's what I'm
something,
saying.
if you have something that's weighed the same amount when you wasn't on steroids versus when you're on steroids, you swinging it like a toothpick.
Yeah, it'll be strong, but it
Yeah.
also enhances not only
It enhances
the
your bat
stre-
speed. That's
Correct.
a fact.
the strength, and then the hand eye coordination.
So I have another question. Then, would you guys be more comfortable depending on different sports? Then, is there a sport that you would be comfortable with steroids?
Wrestling.
being
MMA.
on?
No, not
Any,
really.
any.
I would be
sport.
Oh,
comfortable.
with
UFC.
all of them on steroids?
Yeah.
UFC.
Yeah, UFC.
I don't know about football.
I agree with Will. Not
Nah.
football, UFC,
Cause
because
football,
at the end of the
people
day,
get
y'all
hurt.
brute fighting anyway.
Yeah.
Y'all elbow one kicking,
Actually, that's
stomping.
the same as MMA.
And y'all might as well just do steroids
Yeah.
at this point. That's
You're
that's
fighting,
the only-
you're-
yeah,
yeah.
like
Same
football.
thing.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Football, no.
There'd be a lot more deaths though.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it
what I'm
wouldn't.
saying.
Those punches.
Not-
Because remember when football, when that guy got hurt, he had concussion and
Yeah,
got carried in a stretcher.
Cardiac arrest.
That's like
Imagine
every
if we
season?
found out that the person that hit him was like on steroids or something like
Or
that.
he-
A lot of
I
people
got
would
you.
be
He
like,
didn't hit him.
"Whoa."
Yeah.
He
He
hit
didn't
him.
really hit him. Man.
But
Yeah,
in
yeah,
today's
yeah.
world, it would be a problem. But in tomorrow's world, if it was all legal,
No,
like,
in
hey,
your world,
par
Hold
for
on.
the
Your
course.
world, hey, your world, exactly.
It's like par for the course. He should have done some steroids.
No. But what Jay,
They would've been
saying, what
protected.
Jay is saying is like if it was open, right, and it was a league where nobody cared about steroids, whoever
Yeah.
does it, they do it,
Yeah.
and then there's somebody that gets hit that doesn't have steroids, and there's some versus somebody that has steroids and kills them, that would change the perspective.
And all that
I
of people.
feel,
CTE
I feel if
or
you're in that
whatever.
league though, a requirement is you have to take steroids.
What, a football?
No,
Requirement.
if you do a separate league or like a steroid league,
Yeah.
Oh,
a requirement if you're going playing there, you got to take
Entry.
steroids.
No, but what we saying is they
But the
took
health-
all the barriers off of it,
Yeah.
and then you was in the league, and then somebody like, you know what, I'm gonna go natural, and then there's a steroid.
That-
dude
that would just be dumb.
kill you.
I don't think that'd be.
That would just
Yeah,
be
that'd
dumb.
be.
That'd
That'd
just be
be
dumb.
on you.
So
I don't think
we gonna wrap this up. Any last comments and thoughts? We gonna go around the table. Jay.
Nah, I mean, if I had to think of a sport where I wouldn't want performance enhancing drugs, it would be the spelling bee for kids. Like, nah, they're already smart. They don't need all that.
Any last final thoughts or comments?
I agree with the UFC part. Like, I think I would be more open to watching UFC on steroids, even if Mario said people died, because people died in boxing too. So I mean, if
That's
that's
every day, B.
yeah, that too. Yeah, shout out to Cam.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think all the rest of them shouldn't have steroids because it just looks to me it's always an asterisk. So I'm not with that.
Lamar, final thoughts, comments?
Yeah, I still shouldn't do it. Basically, what you're gonna have is y'all remember the game NFL Blitz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah, basically that's what you'll have if everybody was on steroids.
And that was a good game.
Suplexing people.
Yeah, be
Throwing
Bruce.
people up in the air, slamming
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah,
Like
I'm
the
good.
what? That's the rule. That's legal. I'm on steroids.
Now,
grab
I
it
do-
with a
I do
finger
think
like a
that
pizza.
if it's to heal to get back, like if you tore your ACL and the hunger
healing,
growth
yeah.
is going to get you back, yeah, but I don't think it's something you should be doing regularly just to perform the enhanced performance.
Nelson?
I like the healing part of it.
Yeah,
Final
that's the
thoughts,
only
comments, Nelson?
I feel like a libertarian. Let it all loose. Because I'll give you an example. I don't watch football, but I probably may watch it if there's these monsters on there. And
Yeah.
but running is another example. There's a person who just 2 years ago broke the 2-hour barrier for a full marathon.
Yeah.
He didn't use drugs, but he used like the sophisticated setup where he had people pacing him, etc. And he ran consistently 13 miles per hour for 2 hours, a little under 2 hours. He didn't use drugs. But imagine if he had.
I am sold. I am
Exactly.
sold. Yes.
Yeah.
Mario, thoughts?
But would it
Final
make it
comments?
better if he had?
Hold on.
Yeah. I want
Final
to.
Would you be
Right,
impressed
right,
with
no,
that?
no
Would
more
I?
I
questions.
wouldn't be
I would.
impressed
No
with
more
it, though.
questions, Lamar. Sorry.
Go ahead, Rio.
Go ahead, Mario.
You know me. Your body, your rules. So if you want to do it, go for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Is that
Until
side of the table right there?
Yeah,
Right?
until your team is losing, be like, but he's on steroids.
but
Unless you got money on FanDuel, like, wait a minute.
but he's on roids.
No, I'm gonna ask who's on the most roids. That's what I'm going for.
He didn't take his roids today.
one disclaimer: neither of us would take steroids. I would never.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I want to see other people take them.
Yeah.
My final
Oh, yeah,
thoughts
no
on this
questions, sorry.
is if Mario was out there, I can see him now going so hard in the gym to prove he don't need not one steroid. The way he in there now, I should see him. People looking at him. First of all, he thought he was in Planet Fitness. He's the king.
You know everybody, like, hey, brother.
No, and in that gym they look at him as, hey Mario. And the gym we in now,
Yeah.
I'm a
he's
nobody.
working up there. He's
I'm a
working up
nobody.
there. He's becoming somebody though.
Yeah.
Trying to get
So-
status.
I'm a nobody.
So